All right, we are live. This is DJ Big Game 17 and back with another Mega Game Hangout. This is the Memorial Day special. And today I have my friend Yusuf here.
Greetings to all. Thank you for
It's
having
been a
me.
little time. Yes, it's been a little time since you've been on one of these.
Almost a year, it feels like.
Well, don't worry about it. Brady hasn't been on a lot of these either lately. It's fine. People are busy these days.
Sure.
Sure.
As long as I'm audible, I'm okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, what do you want to discuss first?
Hmm. I suppose we'd have to talk about One Piece. That seems to be the most logical place to start.
Yeah. Right, but before we do that, do you want to get your thoughts on the fairy tale thing first, or are you gonna save that for another time?
I'll hold my peace. I have people around, and I don't want to seem crazy.
Okay, I just have to ask though, was it really that bad? Like the final battle
Well, how
on a
far?
scale of 1 to 10?
Well, understand you don't have too much familiarity with the series. Um, I would
I'm
describe
familiar
it.
with the fact that the main character one shots people.
Well, I would describe it like this. It's the equivalent of watching two omnipotent beings eliminate themselves and then leave the main character an opening to deal with the most powerful character, only to then see the most powerful character get done in by friendship, which again doesn't add up. At
But I
first, it
gotta
was
ask you, I have to ask you about that. How do you still follow the series? Cause I gotta ask Brady this too.
I gave up on it, and the only reason I'm reading is because Machina said that the series is ending in a couple chapters. But based on the last couple of chapters, I had no reason to continue. So now I'm just seeing it through.
Uh huh. I guess I could say that was kind of similar thing with me when it came to like I guess you see Naruto and Bleach, but even with those series, like, there's still stuff I enjoyed about it.
No, there isn't anything that I've enjoyed in the last couple of chapters. The thing that's more frustrating is that fairy tale, similar to Naruto, in many ways is a family affair. And to see all of the family reveals occur and then lose their meaning within the same chapter, week after week, is frustrating.
So that's funny.
Right? You know, Naruto at the very least, if they introduced Minato, you knew you were going to see him again and again and again. In Fairy Tail, oh no, we just revealed that this person is the descendant of this person and they shall be one shotted and you will never have to hear from them for the rest of the series.
Oh, okay though, but I remember hearing that not one of Natsu's goals was to find his father. Did he ever finally do that, or was that just dropped completely?
It depends if you don't mind spoilers.
No, I don't, because I have no intentions of picking it up.
So, technically, yes, but the understanding is that his father, or the person that raised him, Neil, was basically within him. Uh,
what?
not
What?
from a time period 400 years in the past. The only means by which the dragons could come was to be inside of him. So he was always there. It was just a matter of Natsu finding him, or
You
the
know
way
this.
time is broken.
So is this supposed to be like metaphorical, or is this like literal?
No, and it's actually what happened. because the dragons didn't exist in the present time that fairy tale is taking place. So they sort of just stayed within them, and they more or less prevented Natsu, Wendy, Ujio um, from completing the dragon slayer process, which is becoming a full-fledged dragon, sort of like Akinolegia. Um, and so that's why they were inside of them, to keep them from turning into full-fledged dragons and being able to maintain their human form.
Oh yeah, by the way, I've always been kind of confused by this. I've heard these two names thrown out with what's it, Aclinologia? I'm sorry, it's a tongue twister for me. And
Sure.
Sheriff.
And the last one I didn't hear.
Aclinologia and Zareth. So
Ah, okay.
are they villains? And if so, which one's the main villain?
At this point, it doesn't really matter because they're both no longer players. So that question holds no purpose, right?
All right, I gotta ask this: did they both get one shotted? I know one of them got one shot, but did both of them get one shotted?
At the very least, Akinolegia didn't necessarily get one-shotted. He got one ship.
That's funny. You know, there's a video by this YouTuber called Anime Fan Talk. I didn't actually watch the video yet, but Fairy Tail was on the thumbnail. It was called like 5 horrible ripoffs of One Piece.
Right. If you're familiar with the unofficial One Piece podcast with Zach Logan and his crew, one of their main contributors, Steve Yurko, would call it One Piece Junior. And in many ways, you could see that.
You still there?
Yes, that was my point. Sorry,
Oh,
that was it.
okay. Okay. So yeah, he was big. Yeah, so I guess I know what Anime Fan Talk thinks about Fairy Tail. I mean, at this point, I think everybody knows it's a bad series.
Well, the thing is, it started off as something very promising. If you think about it.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard this is what I've heard from a lot of people. It started off as a series with potential,
Right,
fell off the deep end,
right,
and just became absolutely horrible.
right. Because initially, you understood that Lucy played a significant role. To this point, her role has still not yet been realized. In other words, the fulfillment of the character in terms of her family's lineage, her ability as a celestial spirit mate, has not really been maximized. Her relationship with Natsu has not come to a full close in terms of them uh, realizing, at least from my perspective, their need for each other. And if that's not been addressed, that's problematic. The fate of the dragon slayer has not been essentially addressed, so that's not helpful either. And then finally, the whole fairy tale, for instance, this constant idea of succession that has not happened, whether this be from Gildarts, aka Shanks, um, not heading the guild, to Makarov for some reason being the 6th, 7th, 8th, and apparently going to be the 35th guild master. So.
So okay, I'm just gonna ask this. I guess probably the last thing because this is only the start of Fairy Tail thing. We'll get into that like in another discussion. But so I just gotta ask this: do you feel like you wasted your time with the series, like overall?
Because of how it's ending, yes.
And as far as okay, you have problems with it. Where did you feel it started getting bad, and where did you have a personal falling out with it? Those are like that's a two-part question. A lot of people I've heard said it started getting bad around like that. What's that island? It starts with a T.
Uh, oh, the island for the exams to become an S class mage. I think it's Tenor Island.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, that was pretty solid though. In my mind, that was pretty good. That it gave me Blue Note. Blue Note was one of my favorite characters. Um, so that gave me hope. Um, I'd say it actually started within the final story arc where you built up the Spriggan 12 as this really powerful organization. And again, as I stated earlier, the only reason why the crew is actually, the fairy tale crew has actually managed to get to where they've gotten is because the two most powerful members more or less committed suicide. That's the only reason. Those sort of plot twists are annoying. That's the equivalent of watching Cell kill himself before he became perfect because I don't want to make this situation any more difficult for you to save the Earth. No, I'm just going to eliminate myself before I absorb Android 18.
That's funny.
No, that's pretty sad.
But that's kind of interesting. So you say the final arc. What about the Grand Magic games? Because a lot of people dropped it there.
Hmm. I thought it was a good one to bring back after the break. Right,
Really, a
after the
lot of people
seven
thought that
years.
arc was. A lot of people thought that arc was horrible. I remember Kid Light in particular. He dropped it like midway through the arc.
No, I thought the anime at least made it bearable.
That's interesting.
Particularly, I was infatuated with Sting and Rose. So
That's interesting. Again, when we go back to we discuss fairy tale again, remind me to bring that up again,
sure,
especially about the play
that sounds good.
get Brady on here because that would be an interesting. That would be an interesting discussion.
Hmm.
The pros and cons of the Grand Magic games. One of the most infamous arcs I've heard of when it
I
comes to
mean,
the thing.
it brought in Dragonfire, right? That was fun. Um, and then ultimately led to a spin-off. And I have to admit, the spin-off is actually pretty good.
No,
So the
I think it's interesting because I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that that arc was actually good or decent
right, think about what it did.
ever.
Well, yes, there's that. But what it also introduced was the concept of uh, well, first off, the family affair was broadened, right? Because we finally got to see Lax as his father in the full stage. He thought his crew was going to be more interesting. So that was the downside. We got Blanche. Uh, so she was cool. Um, so that was solid. We got to see Jalal, which is always fun. Um, got to see Laxus grow and develop. We got to see them go up against Sabretooth, which was great. So the back end of it, where the Grand Magic Games was about, stopping a horrible event from happening, kind of killed the tension. I was more interested in the actual fighting, you know,
Hmm.
being a bit more traditional shonen in that regard.
That's that was interesting. You ever got yours more like an interesting perspective on things?
Well, it, it depends on what you're looking to read and what you're reading for. So I personally am someone who enjoys the literary aspect of this in terms of development of a story. the action, so on and so forth, it may not necessarily take away from or reduce a story, but as long as the story is developing. So that's why the Grand Magic games were so interesting because it's sort of you saw things change. You saw that after 10 Island, things were changing. That Fairy Tale was definitely going through some sort of shift in terms of okay, the characters now they're kind of scattered and all about you're trying to bring the crew back together. You're not entirely sure that everybody will want to come back. Uh, you have a new goal now, trying to find Master Makarov. Right, those things are interesting to me. Everything is in
Mhm.
shambles. You're trying to determine whether or not Fairy Tale is as you knew it would come back. And so that was the part that I enjoyed about the Grand Magic games, that time period afterwards. Um, so yeah.
I know there's some people out like I just streams that disagree with you, probably like most of them. That would actually, that would actually be good for our there.
Well,
So you hold your thoughts right there with that.
sure.
That's gonna be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. This setup for this big fairy tale discussion right now, it's looking good.
All right.
Let's see. Is there anything else to discuss when it comes to this? As far as like the setup for it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, there was one more thing. Now Brady had told me that apparently Natsu one shot the god. Is that
Yes, that was very interesting. I don't recall its hazy at this point in time, but I do remember the figure. He looks like a cross between I don't know if you ever seen this Yu-Gi-Oh card, um, but it was from the Yu-Gi-Oh movie when they were doing the Pyramid of Light, and they
I
had
haven't
those two
seen.
sphinxes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen any of the Yu-Gi-Oh movies. So, by the way, is
That's
that one good or not?
I barely recall it.
I guess it wasn't that good then.
No, it's not a matter if it was good. It's just that if I've seen it more than a couple times, I could tell you something about it. But I've probably only seen it once and probably never sat down to watch it from start to finish.
I think I have it saved on my own like watch later thing. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Sure.
Uh, I'm probably watching it at some point, but not right now.
All right.
Uh, oh yeah, by the way, I think there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh show out right now. You gonna watch it?
Uh, I personally enjoy playing more so than watching.
Oh, I like doing both. I
The
think you
only
can
thing I'm
do
sad
both.
the loss of Dual Network and that really did.
Yeah, I gotta find my deck. But yeah. All right, so this. All right, I think this is enough of the fairy tale stuff, right?
Okay.
Actually, no. There is one more thing.
Sure.
Urza and her mother. Is her mother dead or what?
That's what I mean when I said two of the strongest characters committed suicide.
Oh, okay. You were talking about her. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's. Hmm. I actually have no word. I actually really have nothing to say about that.
Right.
I will say this though. I think her mother is very attractive.
I thought her mother was. She should have been similar to August, the most imposing character in
I'm gonna,
all of Fairy Tale.
I'm gonna let you on the secret. Now, I know a lot of people also like fairy tale because fan service. But for me personally, the only I guess like the female characters, the only ones I ever found attractive was Urza and her mother.
Well,
That's cool.
Urza I enjoyed because she was constantly. I also enjoyed her swordsmanship. Right, in her case, swordsmanship.
No, but the reason why I only found those two attractive as opposed to everyone else is because the other ones kind of got like baby face, if you know what that means. Like
Yes.
Urza and her mother, the only ones that actually look like grown women.
Well, there's a particular image that has never left my mind. It was the time when Urza was named the, I believe, seventh Jonas, and the illustration from Mishima, that was probably the finest of anything that he's done.
Hmm.
So that was very well done, and that stuck in my head. And so, yes, I would agree with you. Urza was probably one of the more uh, appealing characters in the series.
Yeah, but I was just talking about like physical attraction though. But
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
If you
as
saw
far as
that
like
image, if you saw that panel, you would see what I mean.
I've seen enough of her. I gotta get. I'm just saying, let's see, because you guess too. He recently made a video talking about I guess his issues with Fairy Tail. He was saying the only reason why he's watching at this point is for the fan service. Yeah,
Mm.
that's funny.
It's funny. Some of those things are what draw people in, and yet at the same time cause people to turn away.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. But I feel like it. I feel like the thing that kind of would keep the thing together would be like I guess the story at the end of the day.
Right, and
At
which is
that
why I'm
point,
saddened because that's what kept me in, and
it's
now
funny
it's
because a lot of
falling
people.
apart.
It's funny because a lot of people fell out the story a while ago, and the story's been going downhill since at least the games.
I thought the story was at its strongest at LLS.
That's again, that's very interesting. Perspective there. This is one more thing though, the Urza thing, because a lot of people have been complaining about the Urza thing with her, kind of pulling. Well, she can win because she's Urza.
Well, I found that to be very funny in the sense that she reminds me of a character from Hajime no Ippo, which is a boxing manga. The character's name is Takamura, and essentially he's just this insurmountable beast. No matter what the situation is, even when he's been pummeled to death, the likelihood of him winning, the outcome, might seem very small, but he'll eventually overcome.
How long is that series anyway?
I believe it's in the chapter 1081 now.
How
Maybe
long has
two,
that series been going on?
2 decades,
Oh goodness,
easily.
okay. Yeah, this is probably why I never bothered even watching it or whatever because I'm just like, well, that's way too long.
Well, no, you can catch up to it in terms of the anime. It's
Yeah,
not that bad. It actually speeds up everything. So you
yeah,
could probably get through it if you did it in a month. You could probably be up to speed to a reasonable place in the
yeah.
manga.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm watching a lot of series. Well, attempting to watch a lot of series. Usually that doesn't go well. I try to watch like maybe like 5 or 10 series at a time, and I get nowhere in any of them.
Quick question: are you watching Super?
Oh, that's a good question. I was about to ask. That's actually what I was going to ask you after we finish the fairy tale thing. Yes, sort of. All right, so I'm going to assume you're watching it, right?
I'm up to speed.
Well, I don't know what to tell you when it comes to Super, or other than it's well, if you want my thoughts on it, I think it's a horrible mess. But it's like this. It's a train. I see like it's a train wreck that you can't stop watching because you just want to see how that crap unfolds.
Well, I think
It's basically like Dragon Ball fan fiction. That's how I see it.
right. This is at this point you don't necessarily care so much about the storyline. You're just happy to see Dragon Ball in, uh, I guess, current
Material, I guess.
material. Yes.
No matter how stupid it gets.
Well, there are two things that I appreciate. I appreciate Vegeta finally getting his rightful place as an equal, in terms of not always being 3 or 4 stages behind. That is encouraging. And Gohan finally being everything that we thought he could be. Those two things I appreciate.
Those are really like the very few good things I can say Super has done. I will say this though. I thought they actually did have like two, a decent main villains in the form of
But Beerus initially became.
yeah. I think Beerus in general I think is an interesting character.
Right. Yes, it is. I thought Zamasu was great only because of Goku Black.
Well, Goku Black in general, yeah, he's actually a solid villain. Unfortunately, his arc isn't as good because the thing with the Future Trunks arc, whatever you want to call it, it starts off fine and then it just kind of falls apart as it continues.
Mm.
Things start making less sense, and by the time you get to the climax, it's just it completely just collapses on itself, and it
At
just
that point, you really just watch him for the fights.
yeah. Except for, except for one problem, Super doesn't have a lot of good fights though. At least they're not very well choreographed, is what I mean.
I disagree. That final scene with Black Goku Black with Vegeta and Trunks, that was a fabulous moment.
Which one you referring to? Like when he cut when Future Trunks did his his butthole nonsense, where he's like, yeah, I could create this energy store, and then
No. Before that, when Vegeta and Trunks did the Father Son Gun,
okay, yeah, that was good.
I mean, there's nothing that could touch that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of the stuff after that is pretty terrible though.
Right. I mean, they brought back Vegeta, which was cool.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything.
Mm. I like how they finally explained that nonsense of why the fusion doesn't last when it's supposed to be permanent.
Um, I'm pretty sure that's a retcon.
I don't follow.
You're talking about the earring fusion, right?
Terror, yes.
I thought it was only I thought they only unfused because the earrings came off when they were fighting Boo or
Right.
Boo summoned them.
No, I believe they separated once they got inside of Boo.
Yeah, I'm I'm gonna assume that's because they always chopped it up to just Boo physics because let's be honest, Boo didn't really make much sense. And apparently they retconned his origin. But I could be mad about that, but considering they retconned so much other crap at this point, I'm not even like I'm just like They also retcon like why Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta. I mean that one kind of makes sense because they kind of had to add Beerus into it since he's like canon now.
Right.
But oh yeah, what do you think of this Universe 17?
Hmm. I think the team could be better.
Yeah.
But for the purpose of the tournament, in the sense that it's not about having killers, it's about having the best team. This might make sense. Here's why I say that.
Okay.
One, you have Master Roshi, who has seen more martial arts than the majority of the opponents, or at least the majority of the team combined in some way, sense, or form.
Let's see how you use it.
Good night. Is that Tiffany?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, continue.
And now the team is sort of built like the One Piece crew, where you have a monster trio, where you have Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, and then you have the supplementary crew, the tacticians of Piccolo, the elder statesman, and Master Roshi, the two other prominent players in 18 and 17. Right, so that builds about a team, and you do need a wild card and for the Goku stated in the last episode, Frieza might be that character.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed by that though.
Hmm, I not necessarily. It kind of reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, where pirates who generally would not be associated with each other based upon having a common goal would align themselves, even if it's for a couple hours.
That's actually not my problem. Like makes sense. Like before I get into my problem, I'm going to tell you how I would design a team. This is how I would design a team. It would have been me. I think it should have been Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten and Trunks, Frieza, Piccolo, Cell, Boo, and Dabura. But that's just that would be my team.
I have a problem with having Trunks and Goten on the team.
Uh huh.
Like I genuinely do. Um, the only reason would be how seriously would they take that moment?
Yeah, yeah. That's actually been the general criticism. But here's my rebuttal to that. You know, the problem with Goten and Trunks is that yes, they don't take things seriously, but I do feel like they can improve. But the problem I'm seeing is that they're not giving them a chance to. Now, this is not even just for this arc. This is just throughout the entirety of Super in general. Have you noticed that they've done absolutely nothing throughout the entirety of Super so far?
Hold on, don't be that disrespectful. They actually have. They've been taking care of Broly.
What? You know what I mean? They they haven't really had any they've attempted to try to do stuff, but usually never goes anywhere.
Well,
And then they just
Trunks did his part.
in what talking to himself.
Hey, that's pretty effective. You can't say he technically didn't do anything. He just didn't know he could.
Oh goodness, but I'm just saying, I think they could be utilized more. And as far as the whole that issue, I feel like that could be fixed through a giving them more training, more serious training, and b actually allowing them to get on the battlefield and get that battle experience.
You know, it's funny we were
But
speaking with Kiri. We were discussing this at one point, and he made an interesting point that Trunks and Goten from GT at a certain point they did grow and become the future Trunks and Goten that we're familiar with. You're trying to figure out when will this happen? When will they start growing into anything during the midst of people?
I heard that they're actually teenagers now, but they still look like children.
Right. That's what he's talking about. When will they have their growth spurt?
First and foremost, how's he doing?
He's well. We actually just came off of meeting up.
If he can get on one of these streams, he needs to get on it. He's
Uh,
another one
he's,
that always has pretty good
you don't understand. I have been campaigning for him to come on. I've begged him at certain points. Um, it doesn't seem
Well,
like something he's ready to do.
tell him he doesn't have to show his face, but he definitely needs to be on one of these things. You know, but act like interesting perspective on that.
I have told him that. Again, he has been hesitant.
Oh yeah, by the way, I can't use my phone right now. I need to pay the bill. I guess I'm really inconsistent with that, but anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, I'm gonna say I think the problem with Goten and Trunks is that it just goes into what I was talking about before, as to the Frieza issue I'm having.
Right.
I feel like it's more so that they just don't know what to do with those characters right now.
Well, if you think about it, as you described, Super is fan fiction. So, what are the most important fan fiction stories that you have to address? In terms of priority, it makes sense that Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, future Trunks, Frieza, even that those things are addressed.
Yeah, but anyway, going to Frieza thing, it's not even like Frieza being in the team that I have a problem with it. You could, as you can see, that I have him on my list.
Right.
My
Even
problem
if
is
he's
the fact that
not on the team.
my problem is the fact that he's replacing Boo.
Well, it's a convenient uh, uh, mechanism in the plot, his sleepiness.
Yeah,
So,
because they've done this like 3 different times already.
which is interesting because if he were to actually participate, how would that have been?
Well, we actually kind of got a taste of it because he actually did participate in the exposition
No,
match.
no, 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 no. But we have to remember, he was slimmed down. He was
Yeah,
actually
that's right.
his physical peak to
I'm
fight.
going to assume that was going to be like a new version of his Super Boo form.
Hmm.
That's just me assuming something like that. It's my guess because there's a guy. I think his name is Masu X. Masu X. He just recently made a video about this, and he's calling it a series of like what do you call it, toy follies. Anyway, He's saying that he feels the reason why the Boo's being kicked out the tournament because they just don't know. They just ran out of ideas for Boo.
Hmm.
I mean, that's possible. Here's the thing. I understand that Boo in general is probably a hard character to write a good fight around because he's kind of OP.
Right. You can't really destroy him with anything.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. If I remember, this tournament is you have to knock people out, and I believe you can't. There's no flying in this tournament.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Okay, I know. The opening shows Goku and Jiren kind of fighting in the air, sort of. At least they're not on the ground, but
I think you can.
I'm not sure
You
how.
just can't show.
I gotta look that up if no, because here's the thing: if the flying isn't involved, then that would actually make the tournament more difficult. Because here's the thing: if you're if you can fly, you can just lift strong people like Boo off the thing and just drop them. Because there's this one guy from Universe 6. His name is Batamo, aka Winnie the Pooh. He had the big defense thing, and he's the guy that Boo should have fought, but he got kicked out the tournament.
Hmm.
That too. But because Goku wound up fighting him instead, and he had a hard time getting like, fighting him because of his defense. His defense, because he's big and fat. So
Are you talking about
he
Toppo?
has, huh?
You talking about Toppo?
Yeah.
Topo?
No, not Topo. I said Batamo. I'm talking about Universe 6.
Who is Universe 6?
It's the one with Champa, big fat purple cat,
Ah,
Beerus's twin.
no, I know Champa. I know him.
You
But I'm
forgot
talking.
the people on that team, huh? Um,
I only hit in Kaba.
I guess the other ones didn't make that much of an impression on you, huh?
No, there's the machine that Vegeta had a fight with. Um,
I think all of the people that was in the previous tournament is going to be in this one with
and
5 new
Frost.
people.
I remember Frost.
Yeah, because everyone made a big deal about Frost. He's going to be in the tournament. Yeah, like I said, I think all of the previous Universe 6 people are going to be in this one, plus 5 new people. Now, 2 new Saiyans have been introduced, and they're female Saiyans.
Right.
And they go,
Kami and Kim.
yeah, and they both could go Super Saiyan. One of them has the Brawly thing.
I'm kind of curious as to why the decision was made in terms of not allowing a female to have a legendary Super Saiyan
I
and
heard
still
that
be a
is.
female.
I heard that the reason was because Akira Toriyama didn't know how to draw one.
Hmm.
I guess over the years he may have figured out how to go about doing it
Hmm.
because the only logical people to become Super Saiyans would have been Pan and Bulla, which never happened like in GT.
Right.
So I guess
What if
over the
they
years
did?
he figured out how to I guess draw around that.
what I'm trying to figure out is it difficult to draw a female as a legendary Super Saiyan?
Well, apparently not, because he did it, or maybe it was back then. I don't know. I'm going to assume he was kind of burnt out by that point, so he wasn't really thinking straight.
Mm. Well, we'll see what Kyo gives you.
They did say that the Saiyans in Universe 6 have more potential, so they could wind up being pretty powerful.
I wonder why.
I mean, look how quick Khalifa turned Super Saiyan, and then there's people saying that she might have actually gone Super Saiyan 2 too, which would make sense because they would probably need to have at least Super Saiyan 3 to compete with them.
It was interesting to see the explanation for how to transform.
Yeah.
That was insane.
All right, so we're gonna have to assume that the legendary Super Saiyan is probably gonna be on par with the Super Saiyan God stuff. Do you think Kaba and Khalifa are gonna gain like a Super Saiyan God or some type of Super Saiyan form that compete with that?
I think for the time they might achieve those forms or some transformation during combat. I think that makes the most sense.
By the way, do you think there's gonna be a Namekian from Universe 6 that's gonna be in this? Because there's still two more people that have yet to be revealed from that team yet.
That'd be fun. Piccolo said.
That'll be interesting because as far as the universes right now, the one that's obviously being built up the most is Universe 11 with the Pride Troopers.
Yes.
The way things are looking, I'm gonna say Toppo and Jiren are gonna be like the main dudes.
Right.
And then you also have that Sailor Moon parody character from Universe 2. She was shown in the opening fighting Vegeta, so I guess maybe she's gonna be his main opponent.
No, yes.
Because the way I see it, I think it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be Vegeta versus her, Goku versus Jiren, and Gohan versus Toppo.
I would think based upon what we've seen with Gohan.
You think Gohan's gonna fight Jiren?
Yeah, right. Goku might lose, but Gohan might finish it. I think that's what we're
I think both of them are gonna get new forms in this arc. Vegeta might get one too.
I think Vegeta might not necessarily a new form.
I think Goku's definitely getting a new form though.
That makes it hard. Because they haven't completed enough that potential Super Saiyan 3. So to get a new form.
You know, I would like to see one of them bring back Super Saiyan Red. Because I know in the manga, apparently Vegeta achieved Super Saiyan Red. So, I would kind of like to see one of them use that again because they just stopped using it.
Right. Might as well use the most powerful form.
Yeah, but let me ask you this though: do you think any of them are gonna get like Super Saiyan Rose or White? Because people saying that Gohan might get Super Saiyan White.
From what Gohan is doing, there's no Super Saiyan anything. So that might not even apply to him. His form might just be something entirely different.
I think the only characters we haven't seen what they can truly do right now is like Piccolo and Tien. Because I think they got like the least amount of stuff shown with them. Oh, and 18.
Well, 18 and 17 will be the most fascinating.
I'm excited just to see 17 period because we haven't seen him in like a long time.
True.
He only made like one cameo in the Buu saga and then that was it.
Right. But
so I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do. Yeah, they'd probably be the most interesting to see. I noticed the one that's been built up the most aside from Gohan is Krillin.
Well, he's much similar to Gohan, which was what makes sense.
Yeah, but I think he might even have more episodes dedicated to him when it comes to this whole building of the team than even Gohan or any of the characters for that matter.
We'll see. He's kind of had a decent time on the screen.
I think I understand why though, because he's supposed to be like Goku's best friend.
Right.
Let me ask you this though: do you think Yamcha should have been in the tournament?
his character, his
or do you think,
character.
or do you think he's just too far gone?
No, his character during the period of people being selected spoke to why he would not be a good candidate. You can't. His motivations are way too selfish. There's nothing about it that's all right. I'm doing this particularly for something other than myself.
Well, Android
At the
18 though,
very
too.
least, 18 is doing that for Krillin's sake as well. Yes, there's money in it, but she's not just doing that for the money. She also wants to make sure that Krillin competes as a true martial artist. So there's a reason for her to participate in that sense.
I still think the weirdest character to be introduced in this whole thing is Master Roshi. Granted, he's been getting a big push throughout Super for some reason. Because
Same
he got
here.
to participate in the Resurrection of F arc and movie. Yamcha didn't. It's kind of strange to me.
Makes sense. Um, I wouldn't know what to tell you there.
So I guess that's I want to see how the Frieza thing kind of plays out. I still want Boo to participate, but I guess we'll see how that plays out. But this one last thing though I gotta mention. Cell.
Sure.
A lot of people have been talking about the Cell thing and well him not being involved because when it comes to the whole like because a lot of people talk about how tactics is going to be a thing that's really important in this thing. But when you really think about it, Cell actually has the whole package. He has the power, the skills, the tactics, and the move set. But you want to hear something interesting about why they're not using Cell that much?
Hmm. Do tell.
Apparently, it's too apparently I guess for the Toei artist, whatever, he's too hard to draw because of his spots
Right. That makes
and
sense.
not using them that much.
That makes sense.
Even though he would actually be a logical choice, and he would actually be easier to get on the team than Frieza since he actually enjoys the challenge. He, like remember his whole motivation was he just wanted to after he achieved his perfect form, he just wanted to test it.
Right.
I'm also surprised they don't use Deborah. It's like he just became completely forgotten about. He got redeemed.
Hmm.
I don't know what that was about. I mean, he had interesting powers,
Right. Right. I get it.
but, but maybe he's too hard to ride around too. I don't know.
Hmm. I guess so.
Well, did you see the Universe 3?
Gotta remind me who's who right now.
No, Universe 3 was just recently introduced. I mean, the people in that universe. Universe 3 is being made up of like mechs. It's
Ah,
kind of like the.
yes,
Do
I've
you
seen
remember the
that.
Sigma Force and or that whole mecha thing in
No,
GT?
I don't remember that one. That was the last
It's
episode. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So they're basically kind of like the Sigma Force and those mech stuff from GT.
Hmm.
So I think that's kind of interesting because up until this point they've been kind of like the only universes they really were focused on was like 6, 7, 9, 11. The other four just do kind of like cannon fodder. Well, they still do,
I think that might be
but
the
at
case.
least but at least they're showing them.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping that they each universe at least has like two people that's at least somewhat prominent.
Serviceable at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We can hope so. Anyway,
All right.
all right. So
I don't have
all
much
right,
time left, so
all right. So let's just get into the One Piece thing, right?
okay,
All right. So we're gonna end it with the One Piece.
fine.
That sound good?
Yes,
All right. So first and foremost, are you caught up to One Piece?
absolutely.
So what do you think of Whole Cake Island so far?
Fantastic.
Really,
Yes,
I have a different opinion on it.
do tell.
I think it's like an okay to subpar arc to me.
How so and why?
All right. My main problem with this arc is the plot conveniences in
Okay.
favor of the stories. Like you can say this series has always kind of had that, but it's getting. But this, I feel like this arc might have like the worst of it. All right, first and foremost, I do think this arc is better than Dressrosa, but
Well, pacing wise, yes.
yeah, and that arc didn't have, and this arc doesn't have as much padding as that one did. But yeah, this is a lot of like plot confusions. Just some stuff, just some moments I just thought were just absolutely stupid. First and foremost, all right, I guess I should before I get into the negative stuff, I'll talk about the stuff I actually do like about this arc.
All right.
Luffy versus Cracker, I think that was a good fight.
It was all right.
Really?
It was all right.
Wait, wait, why you say that?
I mean, if you think about it, for everything that Luffy has been through, if he were to be stymied by someone who is not a Yonko level, that's problematic. And here's why I say that because Zoro in Dressrosa just dealt with the unknowns.
Do not compare Cracker to Pika.
Well,
Don't do it.
what I'm saying
Don't
is it's
do it.
not a matter of choice, it's terms of their position. Those are both auxiliaries, they're both commanders
Yeah, but here's
or
the difference. Cracker is
lieutenants.
a commander of a Yonko, and he's one of the top commanders. Pika is just he's just one of the top dudes of a warlord, and I'm
But what I'm
pretty
saying is,
miserable one at that.
it's pretty interesting to see how Zoro's fights play out in comparison to Luffy. Where Zoro as a number two is a clear number two. There's no equivocation in terms of whether or not.
Are you implying? Are you saying that you think Zoro's stronger than Luffy?
Well, that's always been something that's been in play. Even at the early beginning, when Luffy had a, what was it? The misunderstanding, and he assumed that Zoro did something wrong, and they fought. It was pretty even.
You know, it comes to that whole situation. I never really the way I always saw it that if Zoro was indeed stronger than Luffy, the only way that would fully be proven is if they actually had like a legitimate fight, or Zoro decides like to leave the crew,
No,
which I
that's
guess
what
he
I'm saying.
could.
They did have a legitimate fight. It was very early on in the series, though.
That was a gag fight though.
Hmm. I don't know.
I mean
It
like a
wasn't
real.
really.
I mean like Luffy versus Usopp fight.
Hmm. Well, the problem with that is Zoro being the conscience of the crew. He'd probably be the one to initiate that.
I do think it could happen depending on how Zoro takes the whole Sanji thing. Because remember Sanji, like, he like beat up Luffy and disrespecting him.
Well, Zoro isn't here yet.
No, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna find out about it eventually. So, and remember what Zoro said though. He said like if I think it was back it was at Water 7. He said like if Luffy lets someone like walk over him again, he'll leave the crew.
The situation's a little different. He left the crew for the sake of the crew.
Yeah, but like Nami said, he kind of took things a bit too far though.
Well, he had his reasons. From our perspectives, we never really understood them. These things
Yeah.
will be explained in time.
No, I do agree. He has reasons for it, but I'm saying I'm not sure if Zoro's gonna see that. And he already seemed kind of annoyed that Sanji even went and did that to begin with. So there might be a setting up a conflict between. I would probably say between the entire monster trio. Now I think about it.
No, if anything, that would create conflict between Zoro and Sanji. Luffy's already good with that.
I know Zoro also scolded Luffy and Punk Hazard about not taking things seriously. So, do you think there's actually going to be like a legitimate confrontation between the two of them in the future?
That is very likely. I would argue that Luffy has taken, and Luffy has not taken anything as more seriously than he has taken this period with Whole Cake Island. Not since Water 7 and trying to get Robin back.
No, I'm talking about in Punk Hazard. No, I'm not talking about Whole Cake Island. No, Luffy. No, I do think Luffy definitely taking things a little more seriously since he actually even initiated an alliance with Capone, which that's
What
another thing I actually did enjoy, which is well just Capone in general.
no, that emphasizes that Luffy has definitely changed was the fact that he was willing to die if it meant that Sanji would come back. He was willing to go without food unless it was cooked by Sanji himself.
I don't feel like that was really a change in Luffy. I seemed like something Luffy would always do though.
No, the way Luffy loves food, that's about as serious a sacrifice as he can make, besides his life. In some ways, he was still sacrificing his life. Either I'm going to die because I can't go on without my crew, or I'm going to live because of my crew.
All right, but let me ask you this: Do you think how strong do you think Jack is, and do you think any of the Monster Trio can beat him?
Hmm. I don't think when it comes to Jack, it's a matter of can you beat him, because clearly,
I mean, yes, he could obviously he could be beaten. I mean, the island he got basically beat by an island, but you know what I mean.
right, that's what I mean. But that's extenuating circumstances. We're talking about a
No, but
direct one-on-one fight, and we
no, that's what I'm
see
talking about. No, I've also heard people calling Jack trash because of that, because he got defeated by and I obviously don't agree with that.
it took a
But I'm just
being that had been, I guess, dormant for thousands of years and was given particular instructions to fight to beat him.
I look at it like this. Zao is basically the elf is basically because Zao I guess is like the is on top of the elephant, and the elephant's basically like you could almost consider like a walking island. So imagine being crushed. Imagine an island being dropped on you. You're not surviving that.
Yeah, there was no amount of haki that could help Jack in that situation.
But one thing people don't seem to understand is that the dude he actually has some good feats considering he
For the
fought for a
entire
lot of
arc,
time with no rest and then kept fighting people and even some top tier people and was
that's
able to come
amazing.
back and fight again
Yeah, he fought an entire mission for a couple of days and nights.
before getting frustrated. So
Again,
I'm just
you would
saying,
think Luffy was frustrated,
yeah, because he wasn't getting anywhere.
right?
And from what we learned later on in the arc, he wasn't gonna get anywhere because they were not going to sell their own dudes out.
Right, which is fine.
By the way, I love Zao. That was a fun arc.
Oh yeah, Zoe was great. Zoe was great.
But then again, yeah, that was a really nice break from the slug that was
Nothing,
Dressrosa.
nothing was funnier than when Robin, Brooke, and Frankie were trying to keep watch to make sure that Kinemon wouldn't come through to ask for Reza, and they messed up and fell asleep.
Yes.
Nothing was funnier.
Let's see. Another thing I did like about this the whole Cake Island arc is let's see what else do I like about it. I like the initial interactions with the Vinsmoke family. Um, I I like the fact that this arc is actually making me like Brooke a little more because
I
I
can
actually
find that
hated Brooke.
very funny.
Well, I have to say I think Brooke. I would say Brooke and Jinbei are probably like the MVPs of this arc. They just been putting in work like time after time, like bam, bam, bam. Like they've been on deck. I'm just like, yo, Like I actually gained some respect for Brooke.
Brooke's been putting in work. It's yeah, Brooke have been putting in work since before Luffy was born. So we kind of have to expect that they would continue doing that.
Yeah, like
It
he got the like he got the polar glyphs. That was good.
right before Big Mom sort of kind of did damage. You're kind of wondering if how seriously he was able to go if you weren't concerned about obtaining the poneglyphs. I feel like that's something that was lost in that Brooks' main purpose was not necessarily winning the fight; it was to get something. So I wonder
Yeah, but
how he
didn't
would
he actually
perform.
damage Big Mom though, or at least
Right?
one of the homies or something?
He damaged one of. I think he damaged Prometheus, which is
Yeah, so
this.
a lot of people praised him for that too. So he got the poneglyphs and damaged it. And if I recall, he was the first one to ever damage it, right?
Yes.
See, that's a good thing. See, that's what I'm talking about. The dude's been racking up W's throughout this arc. Like he really is just putting in work. I'm just like, yo, good job, Brooke. And they got
Um,
Jinbei, he putting in his work too. I'm just like, yo, you guys are the MVPs.
no,
And
I
the
mean,
Jinbei stuff in this arc, I've really been enjoying. I've really been enjoying what's been done with his character in this arc.
well, I'm thrilled in terms of him finally being officially part of the Straw Hat crew. I'm sad because
Well, he might die.
yeah, he probably will. If not now, later.
No, I think he's definitely gonna die at some point. But like the characters that seem to be like on that people think that might die is him, Pedro, and what was the other one? Pudding? Because some people think Pudding might get killed off in this arc,
I think so. I mean,
or maybe oh yeah, oh yeah, what do you think about Judge cry like a little bitch?
it makes sense.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that per se, but what I do have a problem with is him just being an idiot.
No, I think he stated a very interesting point in Honor Among Thieves. I would almost harken it to Pirates of the Caribbean, where there is a pirate's code. As best you can, whenever the situation calls for it, you try to actually utilize the code. I feel like this is what he's implying here.
No, but
At the
my
very
problem,
least, if we're trying to do things that might be beneficial to each other, there shouldn't be any foul play.
yeah, but I'm saying he should have expected that from Big Mom because she's a pirate. Either way, now this one thing, now this is something I don't really have a problem with per se, but I've heard some people like in the comment section of some videos like King of Lightnings or whatever complain about this, and I want to know what your thought is. And that is Big Mom's plan to assassinate the whole assassination plot. Now, one of the people I've seen in the comment section, they complained about they basically said that the whole plan is stupid on Big Mom's part. That it actually makes yeah, but it's just basically stupid.
Hmm, that's interesting because so far, out of all the villains that we've seen, Big Mom is the most sophisticated. So,
I let me let you in on a secret. You know how a lot of people are excited for like Wano and going up against Kaido.
yes,
Big Mom was actually the Yonko I was actually the most looking forward to actually.
because we had one that we were teaming most.
Because I feel like her whole shtick is probably the most interesting we've seen.
Well, her design is probably the more second only to Kaido. Her design is probably the most interesting because when you first saw her, she was just a mouth with acid dripping out of it.
Yeah, but that was interesting too, though. I mean, the first scene we see Big Mom and her talking to her people, I was hooked with her.
Right, that's what I mean.
I was like, yo, I want to see Whole Cake Island. I want to see what this stuff is about.
Yeah, she's a very interesting character. She's clearly intelligent. um, which is
What do you think about this flashback? Because I've heard, like got a lot of mixed opinions about it.
oh, it's gonna be awesome.
No, the flashback already started though. I mean, like, what do you think about it so far?
That's what I mean. Like the whole thing when it's done is gonna be pretty awesome because we've already seen from the first part of the flashback why Whole Cake Island is the way it is.
Yeah, the thing I've seen criticism for is that Big Mama just being as strong as she is, like, at the age of 5. So people are complaining about that. Personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't see the issue with it. But
No,
what
that
are your
makes
thoughts on that?
sense, right? See, the only thing that makes it more difficult is if she were a giant, it would be probably easier to absorb. But she's still technically a human, sort of like Edward Newgate. She's just abnormally different.
Do you think this is going to be the same case with the other Yonko? Like they just simply just abnormal?
Well, Shanks, we've already seen he's about as normal as a Yonko can become, except for the missing arm and whatnot.
Yeah, but he we allowed that to happen though. So, but that wasn't and he wasn't born that way. Like the other ones, like Big Mom, you have Kaido obviously has something up with him. And it's been implied to be something up with Blackbeard, and of course, you like you said, Whitebeard.
Right, he
So
was just a little fly just mad.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're not normal.
Right,
So
that's what I'm saying. Shanks, to a degree, he is and is not, because what we're seeing will be what the army is taking.
so let me ask you this: Do you think like a like some type of abnormalcy is required to be like a Yonko,
Well, last time I checked,
or is it too early to tell?
you actually have to roll a D, which is pretty abnormal. So it kind of goes with the territory.
I mean, maybe it's a bit too early because we still don't know much about the Yonko. We're starting to learn more about Big Mom.
Right, and I hope we don't stop. I enjoy her
Do you
character.
think she's? I gotta ask this.
Sure.
Just three major things with Big Mom. Do you think? Do you think we're gonna get her bounty in this arc? Do you think she's gonna get defeated in this arc, or do you think she'll get redeemed and
Did
become
we?
an ally with Straw Hats?
Now I need you to help me. Did we ever get the bounties for Whitebeard and Shanks?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so
None
that
of the
really
Yonko bounties have been revealed.
right.
In
So that
fact,
really makes
when it comes to Yonko stuff, the only Yonko related characters that's actually been revealed is like the commanders, and even
right.
then, that's only like let's see. The only bounties we got so far, we had Jack's bounty, which is 1 billion. We have Karagiri's bounty, which is like 1,050,000, I think it is, or 500,000. I don't remember. It was something like that.
I think the
Um,
bounties make sense in the sense that they have bounties, but it's to the point where we're not really going to get the cash flows, and we know we won't be able to get to them, so there's no point in putting a report out to them.
Crackers, I think his is 860. Smoothies is 930, I think it is, and Aces is 550. Interesting enough, we never got most of the Whitebeard commanders bounties. I think Ace is the only ones who got revealed, and like for obvious reasons,
Right.
dead. But we never got Marcos or Jozu or Vistas or any of the other
Well, they're still around.
commanders that's still around. I don't even think we even got. Now I think about it, the fourth commander that got killed over by Blackbeard, we didn't get his bounty either. Now I think about it, if he even had one.
Right.
I would hope that we get their bounties when they show up again. Whenever that is, I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be right before the battle with Kaido. I'm gonna assume that Marco, Joseph, Visas are probably gonna be like really high though.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I do believe Marcos is gonna be like above 1 billion.
Ooh, that's a good answer. That's a good. That'd be interesting to see.
It makes sense. He was the first commander. and and considering you already have Jack and Kaguri with values above 1 billion, it would make sense for his to be above that too.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, I won't be surprised if we actually get two bounty reviews, like one pre-time skip and one like post-time skip, assuming he has like a bounty increase since he's like
Probably.
lead the remaining Whitebeard pirates.
Right. He's the lead dog. You know.
So that would actually make sense. Blackbeard, he started off with nothing, and did we ever get bounty reveals for him after he became Warlord?
That's what I mean. I don't think they have because the bounties are almost not necessary. That almost cheapens how amazing they are.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it at some point, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like really high.
Right.
I'm assuming they're gonna be somewhere between 2 billion to maybe even a trillion, because I know anime fan talk. He was saying that he believes the Yonkos are going to have like trillion billion bounties.
That would be pretty cool.
That could happen. That's a kind of big leap though, but I can see that being the case. If not, then I can see like maybe like no like actual like Pirate King being that high. If because at the very least, I do think the values of the Yonkos would probably be at least like in the 10 to 100 billions.
Yes.
Come on, think about it. They're the top tier pirates outside of the Pirate King, so they should have to be really high. Which brings me to another point. Do you think the Straw Hats bounties are going to increase if they find out about what happened on Whole Cake Island? And more importantly, Luffy defeating Cracker, who has a bounty of like 860.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, his big name is Morgan, I think.
Big Bird.
Oh, so he's already reporting the information. So of course the bounties would rise. You know? So,
how high do you think it's going to be, though?
Well, Luffy's probably might see him jumping maybe 100. So it'd go to about 700. Because he's about, what, 500 now?
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I got to ask you, too. The Aruch hype, how do you feel about that? Because he's just become a meme at this point.
Was that because of his interaction with Kaido?
No, because he beat the fourth commander of
Right,
the fourth sweet commander
yes.
Snack
Yes.
off screen. So now he's become basically this meme. Now everyone's saying he's a D. Everyone saying he's gonna be the Pirate King. It is hilarious.
Well, I mean, Luffy checked him there to bandage up, so clearly he didn't walk in that fight unscathed.
Yeah, but still though, he beat us. He beat one of the top Yonko commanders. That's still a feat.
Right.
I think the reason why people are so crazy about it because it just took them by surprise. Because I'm not sure how you view the supernovas like in general or like pre-time skip, post-time skip in terms of like power levels. A lot of people saw Rouge as like one of the weakest.
I can understand, yes. But for me, when it comes to the supernovas, and it's one of the things that I've always tried to adhere to. What is the character's purpose, their design? For Law, his primary skill is being a doctor, so I don't stress if he's not necessarily the greatest in terms of combat, which is
But he's
why I
still
wasn't
pretty damn good
frustrated
though.
when he had that difficulty with No Flamingo.
Yeah, but still allows more plot though.
Everybody has a role that they have to play. And
Plus, he
so,
did actually get like two good hits on Doflamingo though. You know the ejection shot and Gamma Knife.
right. But again, as I said, that's not his primary skill. He's first and foremost a doctor. He professes himself to be first and foremost a doctor. And his powers are most useful in that role.
Yeah. Plus, Doflamingo was the main villain, and obviously, Warlock's not going to be beating the main villain.
Right. Plus,
That's not happening.
Capone's ability seems best for what he's doing now. Sort of bodyguard work.
Yeah. The way I rate the Supernova's pre-time skip, Because I actually think Aruj was actually looking back at that. I actually think Aruj was actually stronger than people gave him credit for. Because if you notice, him and Drake were the only ones that actually pushed like a Pesafisa back and damaged him by themselves, while everyone else kind of had to team up to beat one.
Right. Well, Drake and Drake obviously was ex-Marine, so kind of it's a little different. And you
But
really,
do you think? Oh yeah, do you think Drake is gonna be one of the calamities or no?
you have to remind me what the calamities were.
They're Kaido's top commanders,
Ah,
like
yes,
Jack.
because he was looking for him. Uh,
And more importantly, do you think there used to be four of them? Considering Big Mom had like four. Because I know there seems like a four thing going on. Because
well,
with Whitebeard, he had his top four dudes.
I don't think we were considering
Um,
Drake so much. I think it was Ben Beckman and somebody else. But,
it was Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, and Usopp's father, Yasser.
uh, so it's not four, but it's more like three.
I'd probably say like 3 to 4, depending, I guess.
Mm,
Okay, I guess it evens itself out now that I think about it.
mm.
But oh yeah, how do you feel about King Lightning hating on Jack? Not Jack. Drake. Because his whole thing is that he thinks Drake is trash because he turns into a T-Rex and he has little arms.
Yeah, the T-Rex has had an interesting PR job for a long time, where it's seen as this vicious creature, and it's really probably the world's largest scavenger. So, um, Drake is interesting indeed. I don't have much to say about Drake.
It's kind of hard to talk about a lot of the supernovas in general because we just haven't seen much of them, and that's one of the problems I did have with King Lightning kind of bashing on Drake. I'm just like, we didn't get this. We really didn't see much from the supernovas. That was literally just their introduction. You can't base their entire character, their whole their confidence on that, and on one scene of fight that they had where none of them was actually going. Where none of them had any real chance of winning because all the dudes they were fighting were much stronger than them. It's not really fair. But you know King Lightning, so you know how he gets.
I appreciate his style. Sometimes, he says what he can say on his from his platform. He's presenting his own view. So, hey,
King Lightning, he could do good videos, but yeah, sometimes he do over the top. But he's also really entertaining though, so I still watch it. I do think the Drake thing is. I do think his bashing of Drake is funny though, because he does it with the dinosaur arms. I'm just like, yo, I be laughing my ass off. I'm just like, yo, it's good.
Drake sucks.
Oh look, Jennifer came back. She came to bash Drake. She's like, she heard Drake. You came from your sleep with this.
And
well,
the rapper Drake sucks and the supernova Drake sucks.
oh, she's double down on that.
She's on the King Light Drake hate trade. She's sitting on the front seat.
Captain.
I can't.
Unfortunately, our time is running out. I need to return to my other matters at this point in time.
All right, just all right, all right. Just one more thing I have to ask you though.
Sure.
I was talking about videos. So what do you think about the whole There's the two major ones that kind of really pissed me off though. One was being the whole handcuff thing with Sanji and how like they had the whole they kind of had this whole thing with them like they had this whole thing with them like if you try to weasel your way out of the situation you'll never be able to use your hands again because the thing will go off and then reveal Reiju switched it out. All right, that's the first one. Actually, I forgot. There's three of them. Second one, Mirror World, which they can just kind of just travel all over the place with that one. Well, that one kind of bothers me the least. And then you have the third one, which actually pissed me off the most, which is the whole Brook thing when he got captured and they switched him out with a fake one, like
Yes.
literally right under Big Mouth's nose.
Yes.
That to me was one of the most like intelligent insulting thing I've ever seen. And I'm just like in the series, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
How is it insulting?
Because it was stupid. I'm just like, I get that was supposed to be more of a comedic scene, but it just felt insulting, and it's also because of the fact that she's supposed to be a Yonko,
Well, here's the thing.
and they kind
It's
of just
it was comedic.
yeah. But my problem with a lot of these plot conveniences is that it kind of just lessens. I feel like it lessens her and her crew. And the
Well,
other problem is that I also just feel like her
maybe
crew's kind of been incompetent.
it probably was a very it might be the reverse in the sense that it was comedic to downplay how serious those moments actually were. Um,
Yeah, but I also feel like it's also kind of making our crew kind of look incompetent because you also have the Straw Hats breaking out of no, they got captured and then they escape. No one's and basically everybody's running with the chicken without a head, I guess. And
well, I'll ask you this: of all the villains that we've seen in One Piece, how many have looked competent once it came time to let the Straw Hat go?
I get what you're saying, but it's never like been this problem. I think the reason why I'm having so much of a problem with this is because again she's a Yonko. Like with the Warlord thing, it wasn't that bad. But this one is like this is the top people, and they just kind of getting away with it. But then you also have the other situations, like okay, when they try to execute the plan of trying to assassinate Big Mom, and then you have a character like Smoothie, who's supposed to be number two, above the person Luffy had to kind of have an all-out fight against with Nami's help, and she's just standing around doing nothing.
And that's
And
the only reason.
she's just standing there doing nothing. And on top of that, earlier she kind of was the one that led Brook to the Poneglyphs in the first place. And that's the type of issues I'm having there. It's just like that stuff, that stuff is this thing that's taking me out the arc.
Right.
Where it's like I'm just saying like they kind of need to lessen that issue with the whole. Like, I understand that I guess the Straw Hats have to win, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it could be written better. I feel like the way it's being written is kind of sloppy. If
Mm.
that's if anything.
Are you saying those leaks that Oda's getting off aren't helping?
Um, I guess not. See, that's the other thing I'm kind of concerned about. Like just Oda's health in general,
Right.
because obviously it's deteriorating, and I'm also kind of feared that Oda might start just rushing things in general, just so he can get the finish, just so he can get the series done. Because
Yes.
I'm not sure how much more he can actually take
Right. You don't want
writing
him to
the
go
series.
any further into Rashomon.
No. Or the route of the writer of High School of the Dead, who actually wound up passing away. So now the series is just incomplete.
Wow. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. That actually recently happened. I think like a month ago.
How old was the issue?
He and I have no idea how old he was, but because I'm not sure how familiar with High School of the Dead. I do remember Adam following it at one point, but
No, I was reading
that
it at one point.
series. All right, so you probably should know that series was like on like this like infinite hiatus. It was just probably worse than like stuff like Hunter x Hunter and Berserk in that regard.
Mm.
That like that level hiatus, and maybe even worse than that. And recently, it's been revealed that he actually did pass away, and I was like, all right, I decided to do my research first before this. So I think for Neverwell, he put out a video about it. I'm just like, no, that this has to be a joke. You guys gotta be trolling with this crap. No, he actually passed. And I'm just like, this is some bullshit. It just makes me more worried about him and Togashi too, and just other manga in general. Because like I told you, yeah, Kubo he has his health issues and how he was deteriorating over time. Like a lot of manga knows having this issue, and not only that, I also heard some animators from Studio Perry, the company that does Naruto and Bleach animes. I heard a few of them have passed off in the past like 2 months. I'm thinking like, wow, they are overworking these people. And I'm like, no matter why Togashi is like, I like screw this.
He wants
Because
to
I remember
live.
because I yeah because I do remember hearing like some type of I think an interview from Oda apparently that he says like when writing a manga you basically gotta die for this. And the first thing I told when I heard that I was like, meanwhile Togashi's just sitting there thinking I ain't dying for this shit. And then apparently he isn't. Hmm. That's why I don't get. That's why I don't try to get too bad when he does the whole hiatus thing. Because coming from someone who actually has health issues,
Right. You could
I
understand
can
it.
understand it. Although I still think Togashi abuses it.
No, for what I understand, it's difficult for him to even draw a couple of pages.
Yeah. No, but I still think I still think he does slightly abuse it. But even so, I can understand why. Even if he is abusing it to a certain degree, I can understand it.
Well,
Like it's a hard.
his
It's
situation.
like yeah. No, because what I'm seeing of this industry overall, especially I think this past year or so, it's a really taxing industry.
Yes.
Yes.
No, here's
Like,
the reason why Togashi's situation is different than most, and this would be a good spot to sort of come to a close.
yeah.
If you think about it, he at least has
Has
completed a
completed a
series.
series.
Oda has
Oda
not.
has not.
So
So
the
the
motivation to
motivation to
continue,
continue
it's far
is
greater for
far
Oda
greater for Oda
than it is
than
for
it is
Togashi.
for Togashi.
Hunter x Hunter might
Hunter x
actually
Hunter
be
might
his
actually
greater
be his
work,
greater work,
but Yu Yu
but Yu Yu
Hakusho is
Hakusho
complete
is complete
and recognized.
recognized.
So he has
So
his
he
work.
has his work.
The question
Oh yeah,
is
how you feel about it? Coming back from the hiatus.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Uh,
Uh,
really,
really, it is
when both
when both
series are up and
series are up
running,
and running.
it's not even
It's
close.
not even
Hunter x
close.
Hunter
Hunter x
trumps
Hunter
One Piece.
trumps One Piece. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. There was another thing I didn't want to talk about, but since the people that obviously would mean more for it aren't like here right now, so I can't really talk about that much. And that's that's like an interview that was happening with Kubo.
Hmm.
Well, really, actually, wasn't really much of an interview, but something funny happened. So this YouTuber named James Hansen, he streamed the thing with for Neverworld, because both of them went now we are Nakama collab group. So he was streaming the thing to see what Kubo was gonna do because, you know, I already told you about how badly Bleach ended.
Yes.
Yes. And so people are kind of wondering what's gonna happen with that, with Bleach and whatever, or just I guess Kubo's career in general. And now did he just come off? So we waited for a while. He finally gets showed up, does the interview, sort of. Isn't really much of an interview. It hasn't been translated yet, so we don't know what he actually said. But this is what happened. It shows Bleach, and then the next thing they show is trash. They show garbage. So this is so now this has become like almost like almost like a meme or a hashtag. Like people now say like, oh, yeah, I guess it's been confirmed by Kubo himself that Bleach is trash. Like it is
Pretty
hilarious.
slick.
Huh?
That's pretty
That's pretty
slick.
slick. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know if that's true. If that really is true, I will laugh. I'm laughing my ass off. Well, actually, I already did. I'm laughing my ass off even more. It's funny.
well,
Well,
all right. I
I,
really
I
do
really
want us to
do
go
want
at
us to
this
go
point in
at this
time.
point in time. I
Um,
think yeah, I think we pretty much concluded here. So I guess you could sign out. Closing thoughts.
First, thank you again
First, thank you again
for allowing me to be
for
on.
allowing me to be on.
To those who
To those
watch,
who
I
watch,
thank you
I
for
thank you for
taking anything that I say
taking anything that
seriously.
I say seriously. And remember, please get carry on one of these one day.
All right.
All right.
I'm really
I'm
gonna
really
get in contact
in
with you
contact
again, I
with again. I
believe.
believe
So I
so.
will
I will
pass the
pass
message
the message
along.
on. Oh yeah, by the way, have you checked out my Facebook page?
Which one?
Which one?
It's the same name as the channel. DJ Make Game Facebook page.
Send that
Send that to me,
and
and I'll take a look at that.
I'm gonna send one to Carrie too, so you can check it out, so you can let him know about it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. So all you guys, rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Do you have any Facebook or Twitter page? Oh, wait. Do you have a Twitter page?
No, I
No, I
don't.
do not.
Well, you can follow him on his YouTube channel. You still have one, right?
Yeah, but it's not really much of a challenge.
You ever gonna upload anything on that? Because I remember you said you want to do wrestling stuff or something, right?
No,
No, I haven't really used it. That's how I intended to. Not development.
I'm
I'm just somebody that can just, if I come back on this program, they can probably contact me here
or
or ask questions
do
through
here.
here.
It's all
It's all good.
Yes. If you got any stuff, especially regarding like One Piece, Fairy Tail, Hunter x Hunter, you ask this guy right here. Naruto, he knows his.
I
I sort of know my stuff.
So,
I wouldn't say I'm
certified.
certified.
so I'm definitely looking forward to that big discussion we're going to be doing at some point.
Yes.
So
Yes,
everybody look forward to that.
All
All
right.
right.
So oh yeah, happy Memorial Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And happy Memorial Day to everyone watching. Hope you guys enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend. So again, rate, comment, subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.